Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back everybody. Let's take a look again on the Forex market, and today I think that we could take a look at dollar index. So actually we're watching for dollar index not very often, but currently, as you could see in general on the euro currency, on Great British pound, we do not see something really new. So if we take a look at the euro market, is going around the same support that we have discussed after this drop. So potentially it exists, at least theoretically, it exists chance that possible upward direction with this kind of hand and shoulders or something of that sort. Although this is only theoretical chances. Later a bit in the video I explain why I have big doubts that will happen. By our view, it is more probable that market will just keep going lower. But anyway, market currently stands in a tight range. The same we could say about the Great British pound. So if once our brand butt trade has been completed, market has formed bearish reversal swing, and currently on the Great British pound, I would consider here appearing of the possible butterfly, so downward continuation and challenging of the lows on the weekly chart. So if you remember why we're speaking about the possible drop, here is just we have head and shoulders in a stage of the failure, and my market is right now is coming to the lows, which stands very close to them. So challenging of these lows and grabbing stops below, it's just a question of time. So it should happen relatively soon. I don't know, maybe next week on the Fed statement, especially if it will be whole percent price change, interest rate change. So that's why we're talking about 112 nearest destination point, but not the final destination point. So, but that is the conclusions that we could do based on euro currency, on Great British pound directly, but what some things that we see on the dollar index explain why that should happen, and they actually put the foundation on this analysis and suggestion, make it reasonable. This is the monthly chart of the dollar index. So if you take a look at the fib levels, you will see what we're using. Actually, this is all-time high 618 resistance on a dollar index. So this is absolute maximum in 1983. So this is last major fib resistance, 128.80. Currently, market has broken through the 102, 106 confluence resistance. Now it stands 112 approximately. So this is 110. So this is at the first glance, this is really big difference from the confluence, and we could suggest that it has been broken. But in fact, market has uncompleted XOP target right there. And by advanced John Napoli explanation he has provided in the book, he said that price could show the short-term breakout of the important levels if it has nearer standing extensions right behind them. It might happen as to the upside as to the downside. And currently we have precisely this situation. The market has 1618 XOP target right above the confluence. So that's why it's explained. So market already has passed through the OP, because we talked about this OP. If you remember, this was A, B, C, D that created a strong agreement right with the confluence. This target was just minor reaction here, as you can see with this minor candle. I'll just show you a bit greater picture. So that was reaction on the OP, and market showed the straightforward action. You can see the strength of the thrust on the monthly chart of the dollar index much faster than AB leg, and that's why no doubts that market hits the XOP. It's 113 area. Market is not at ever but on the monthly chart. So here you have relatively free space for action on the dollar index right to the XOP. This is the first reason, which is a background for possible downward action as well on the euro currencies on the British pound. Second thing is a butterfly. So here's market is forming 1618 butterfly that perfectly agrees with the same XOP. Here we have 1618 extension, it agrees 113 target. So this is two patterns differently, inner ABCD with the XOP on the monthly chart and butterfly. This is potential destination point near standing, which significantly which has really big chances to be completed. But this is not all yet. So if we take a look at the weekly chart, you will see that on the weekly chart we also have, or potentially should get this week, bullish grabber right there. As you can see, this grabber suggests taking out of this top, which means drop below the lows. This is weekly chart, guys, below the lows on the euro currency and correspondingly on the British pound as well. And I really wouldn't be surprised if this grabber will become the starting point, the trigger for moving right to the XOP target. Here we have the overbought, but not too close. So market has chance on next week moving higher. It's overbought, stands 111.46 for next week, and that led it to taking out of these lows, this top. Keep going higher. So as you can see, situation on dollar index looks relatively clear. So we have patterns. Performance stands really great, so no doubts it's definitely bullish. Thrusty action, major level already stands behind, resistance. And actually between the current price and XOP, market has no significant resistance, no levels, nothing except overbought on the weekly chart. But this is, as you understand, this is dynamic parameter, so it is changing through the time and it is not stable resistance. It just could provide some holding action on the price performance, but it doesn't work like the stable resistance. So as you can see, with this background that we have on the dollar index, although we have some hints maybe on the euro currency, or at least theoretical suggestions that maybe market could show the bounce, it's very difficult to find reasons currently to take the long position on euro currency or the British pound. And instead of that, it seems that it would be better to watch for clear bearish continuation patterns. As we discussed currently on the Great British pound, it might be the butterfly here. If mine bounce here will happen with downward continuation and challenging these lows on the weekly chart. On the euro currency, this tells us that although market stands around major 618 support, and you theoretically could try to watch for some butterfly here or something of that sort, right? Taking a long position around this area, suggesting that it might be upward action, it's also not quite reasonable in current circumstances. So this dollar index analysis significantly decreases the attractiveness of the position taken on the euro currency, although theoretically you could suggest that this might be some kind of the hand shoulder shape, and maybe your market stance in 618 support might show the rebound, especially if we'll take a look on the daily where trend stands potentially bullish. This dollar index analysis tells us that might be a really tricky situation. So that's, guys, what I would like to share with you today. Sometimes it's useful to take a look at some index such as dollar index, and that's good. It really could tell us sometimes lots of interesting stuff.